The Mel Carmine Show begins in just 1 minute. Support the movement. Visit QFS1776.com for exclusive one-of-a-kind merch that makes a powerful statement. Protect your wealth. Cash is trash. Go to carminesgold.com and secure real assets, silver, gold, delivered anywhere in the U.S. Text Mel at 786-704-8817. Looking to acquire XRP? Minimum is $10,000 investment, and there is no limit, even up to $100 million worth. Again, text Mel with full details at 786-704-8817 and allow up to 24 hours for a response. And yes, text the same number to establish your religious irrevocable trust. Protect everything you built. You own nothing, but you control everything. And if by chance you're visiting Cape Canaveral or you are a local, visit stayingalive.com, alive with 2 E's, and recharge your body at the cellular level. The show with your host, Mel Carmine, starts right now.
Earlier, you shared a video on your Truth Social page about med beds. Though the post has since been deleted, should the public interpret that post as a sign we might soon see med beds introduced in hospitals, or was it more of a foreshadowing of what's to come?
Yes, it's true the med beds are coming. I wasn't joking, folks. I was simply testing to see who's paying attention, and a lot of you are very smart people. But listen, while we wait to release this truly incredible technology, there is a powerful option already here in Cape Canaveral. Go see Mel and Amber, fantastic people, really the best at Staying Alive Wellness Center, stayingalive.com. The body can repair and restore itself from disease, and let me tell you, the energy in that room is absolutely tremendous. And the testimonials, even more tremendous. Go check it out.
And how long are we on?
Hey guys, we got Sheriff Mack back as usual. Him and I are always in contact, and we try to get him back on at least once a month. How you doing, Sheriff? How are things in your neck of the woods?
Doing great. Have a bunch of grandkids around, getting really excited to go trick-or-treating tonight. So we always get involved with that, and we want to make sure they're safe and having a great time. So
there you go. Excellent. We're going to show you a little bio. This way people know who you are for people who are not familiar with you. Can you see my screen?
Yes, absolutely.
You were probably about, I would say, at least 10 years younger over there.
That picture's probably 10 to 15 years younger, yes.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Richard Mack, a distinguished career in law enforcement and advocacy, former sheriff of Graham County, Arizona, devoted 20 years to law enforcement, serving in roles such as patrol officer, sergeant, detective, and school resource officer. Elected sheriff in 1988, Mack served 2 terms, graduating from the FBI Academy in 1991. His participation in the Academy indicates a period of professional collaboration with the FBI, as the program involves direct engagement with FBI instructors and resources. As Sheriff Mack made history by challenging federal overreach in Mack v. United States, a landmark 10th Amendment case decided by the Supreme Court. This victory preserved the independence of sheriffs and halted unconstitutional Brady Bill mandates. Safeguarding the Second Amendment. Mark's accolades include NHRA Law Officer of the Year, induction into the NHRA Hall of Fame, and the Gun Owners of America's Defender of the Second Amendment Award. He is also the founder of the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, CSPOA, a grassroots organization committed to restoring individual liberties and fostering collaboration between citizens and law enforcement. An accomplished trainer and public speaker, Mack has conducted seminars nationwide and appeared on major news outlets like CNN, Fox, and ABC. Married for 49 years to his wife, Dawn, he is a proud father of 5 and grandfather to 15. Welcome, Sheriff Mack, to the Mel Carmine Show. Richard.
Well, let me tell you something. That promo, that bio never gets old, you know?
No, it's very well done. It's excellent put together. And
well, I would love
whoever
to
put
credit.
that together, my compliments.
Yeah, well, that's our editing staff. Thanks to we got great people that work with Amber and I. Okay, so did you hear that Florida recently went open carry?
I did. Is it as open carry as Arizona?
It's as open as you can get. I mean,
well,
I don't think,
but because it's this, Arizona is open or concealed, no permits.
Same as here. No permits.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we got the Constitution flowing at full force here in Florida, which is great.
Love it.
I hope that Donald Trump really signs an executive order and makes it open carry anywhere in the United States, including
Well, reciprocity would be a huge step in the right direction.
no question about it. I totally agree. So Wayne Ivey gets on the airwaves, and I'm watching him live on one of the channels. My friend said, "Hey, you got to stop everything. You got to watch. Wayne is on right now. He's announcing open carry." He didn't even finish saying I was open carrying already. So I walk into the hamburger joint, and the waitress said, "Hey, thank you for open carrying." So I must be like one of the first ones. Obviously, eventually we'll catch on. What are your thoughts on open carry, Sheriff? Is it more safe to be open carry or more safe to be not open carry, like concealed?
By far, not open. By
Not
far.
open.
I don't even know why anybody would want to open carry. It's okay with me if you do. I don't have any problem with it. But strategically, it's better not to show the world you're packing because, okay, let's just say you walk into a bank or a grocery store and there's an armed robbery and you're the only one
With the open carry.
with open carry. Guess who's getting shot first?
The guy with the open carry.
The guy with open carry.
Right.
I don't want people to know I'm packing. That way, the element of surprise is on my side.
Right.
You know,
Well, that makes a lot of
and
sense.
strategically, I can find an opening and then start shooting.
Right.
So no, I've never liked open carry because what's the other thing that happens? If you're walking down the street with a gun on your hip, you're walking in a grocery store with a gun on your hip, how many calls are you going to get to 911? So there, and why cause that? You know, people are just not used to that. They don't like to see it. And the crazies out there, they're going to be calling the police on you. And then the police are going to show up and check you out and run your gun and whatever else. And no, I don't want to mess with that. And another thing I don't do, I never tell the police I have a gun in the car. Never.
Oh,
I don't want
interesting.
them getting all hot and bothered about it. I don't want them taking my gun out and running it and checking this NCIC and all that. No, I don't lie to them. I never lie.
Right.
They go, "Do you have a gun in the car?" I go, "Is that why you stopped me, to see if I have a gun in my car?" You know, no. I said, "Officer, why did you stop me?" And he goes, "You have a tail light out." "Okay, write me a repair order and let me be on my way." "But do you have a gun in the car?" I said, "Officer, you can't just pull me over and ask me that. I'm not talking about my gun right now, okay? If you're going to write me a ticket, please do, and I'll be on my way."
And they ask that a lot, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Well,
So,
you know,
and especially if you have a permit, it might already be on your connected to your driver's license on the state license bureaus. They'll put it on there, and the cop sees it when he pulls you over.
yeah, I
So,
tend to agree with you that the element of surprise is always best. There's pros and cons to the story. I mean, if you're like in a big mall or let's say a shopping food mall, which is like, 15,000 square feet, and you got some
Right.
guy somewhere in that 15,000 square foot perimeter, and you might be, 250 feet away from him. He doesn't see you because you got all these shelves, you got all these things in the way,
Right.
and he starts shooting innocent people. You can easily grab it. Well, you can easily grab it whether you're concealed or not concealed. I get that. But yeah, but if he sees you, he's going to shoot you first.
Right, but Mel, there's something else too.
Yeah.
Remember the people who don't know anything about guns and don't really care for guns, and they're not packing, and they don't want anybody else packing, or they don't care if you pack, but they don't get it.
No, they don't.
If they see that you're packing and somebody else draws down on somebody, they're going to go, "Hey, the guy over there with the gun, hurry up, take care of this." They'll point you out. They're not doing it intentionally necessarily, but they will.
Yeah.
"Hey, mister, that guy over there's got a gun. He's going to shoot you. Well, we're ready for you, you know." They'll always point that out. And if they know that you're a sheriff or a cop and you're off duty, they'll still say that. "Hey, this guy's a cop. He'll take care of you." You know? So, no, I don't want any of that.
I think it's good to have a bunch of guys go into maybe an establishment, a mall or whatever, everybody packing, everybody showing the gun just to show that, hey, we have a constitution. We are allowed to do this, but not to do it all the time. So I do both. I do carry open and I do carry concealed, right? And
Yeah, it's very rare that I open carry inside the city or any inside stores and malls. Very rare.
it's something sexy about a woman with a sexy woman with a gun on her hip, though.
Now
Don't you
that I
agree?
like. Yeah. Yeah. And they don't call on women as much either.
Exactly, exactly. So, what do you think of the National Guard? Trump wants to put the National Guard in every city. All these crazy cities with these crazy mayors that are completely libtards. Where do you see this going? What are we getting ready for? The government is shut down. He's talking about bringing in the National Guard. We got all these freaking politicians going nuts. What's going on? Are we at a point where we need to really stock up on food and generators and all that stuff? Or should we just be relaxed?
We've been way beyond getting prepared time. If you're not prepared now, it might be too late. But folks, get prepared. You should have guns and ammo in your home. You should have a independent water supply, not necessarily a swimming pool. Swimming pools will be contaminated when they attack the grid. Uh, you have to have an independent source of water and food, medical supplies, and then communication capabilities, ham radio or some other device. And then, yes, solar generators. And I have a propane generator and I have a solar generator. And I'm behind on I have lots of freeze dried food, but I'm behind now on my canned foods that usually have about a 3-year shelf life. And I rotate those a lot. And so you should have about $2,000 worth of canned goods, canned meats, canned chicken, canned tuna, beef, whatever, refried beans, all good sources of protein. And so, yes, you folks, why am I prepared like that? Well, first of all, during the 4 years of the Biden administration, tens of thousands of international terrorists infiltrated our country. Hamas and other ISIS, all of them, they're here, and they're joining forces with the cartels that are here. Their sleeper cells have been set up all over the country. And why do you think they're here? They're not here to play tiddlywinks, folks. They are going to pull off a major attack. And the most of the training nationwide is they're going to attack our grid. They're going to attack our infrastructure. And they know they can do the most damage with that. And so they know that a lot of people are packing in our country. They know they don't want to wake up that sleeping giant. They want to attack the grid and put everybody back on their heels, and that we would be spending more time trying to just get our lights to turn on and get fresh water than we are trying to organize our militias. So I believe that's going to happen. And I believe that every day makes it that it's going to be sooner. Every day that passes, the attack becomes more imminent.
Yeah. This government shutdown, what do you make of it? What's the reasoning behind it? I think Donald Trump's having the life.
Let me go back. Let me go back
Sure.
to your question about can he send troops in?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution. Okay. I quote, "The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government." So that dispels the myth that we're not a democracy. The federal government can only guarantee to us what they themselves are, and that is a republic. Then get this part, "and shall protect each of them." It's talking about each state, "and shall protect each of them from invasion." Wow. "And upon application of the legislature or of the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence."
And the story.
Okay. So, but what ticks me off about all of this, Mel, is simply this. Where are the sheriffs in these major cities that you just mentioned? Where's the sheriff in Cook County, Illinois? Chicago is in that county. Okay. Where is Sheriff Dart? What is he doing? I haven't heard a word from him. That's his jurisdiction. He has concurrent jurisdiction with the city. Mm-hmm. And why doesn't he go in? And the people in the city in Chicago vote for the Cook County Sheriff. Los Angeles City is in Los Angeles County, and Sheriff Luna is the sheriff. Multnomah County, Portland, the lady sheriff there, I can't remember her name, I'm sorry, but Ellison, maybe. Anyway, she has said nothing. She's done nothing. Go talk to the mayor, go talk to the chief, and secure your own community. Trump should not be having to do this when sheriffs are sitting there with their thumbs up their noses. And these sheriffs are derelict in their duty. And if the mayor and the chief will not help them, then you get the resources going yourself. And if you need to call in the federal government, then so be it. But this should not be Trump's deal. This is your deal. And after you exhaust all your resources, then you can turn to Trump and ask him to send the National Guard. This is not right. And let's be historically correct here. John F. Kennedy sent troops in to Montgomery, Alabama, just to make sure that the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of Black students who were disallowed to go to school in white schools. And so JFK sent in the troops. It was all peaceful. It was all correct. It was absolutely the right thing to do, because we are about life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. And this was being denied to those students. And so liberty, American liberty, God-given liberty, is for every person of every race, every creed, every color. It doesn't matter who your daddy was. It doesn't matter where you're from. If you're an American citizen, you have the right to go to the school you want to. And segregation is unconstitutional and ridiculous that we ever went there, but we did as a country. He helped clean it up, and we need to make sure that every citizen in this country that their civil rights are being protected. And law enforcement and sheriffs, that is your job, and that's exactly what we teach at the CSPOA.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a question point blank. And I don't know if this question's ever been posed to you, but I'm going to pose it. Have we been infiltrated with some of these sheriffs who got in who have Marxist ideology?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. There's 3,086 sheriffs in America. There's about a solid 5 to 10% that will do anything they're told by their leftist leaders, and which makes them Nuremberg officers. Oh, yeah, I'll do anything I'm told. Just make sure I get my pension and make sure I win my next election and pad my pension. Oh, yeah, there's far too many of those. Then there's the group that is simply no courage. They know what's right, but they're not going to do it because they just don't have the cojones. And then there's the solid 200 or 300 sheriffs, which is only about 10%, that really are stand-up sheriffs and will do anything they have to protect the citizens' rights in their community. And real briefly, I would like to tell you the story of the tale of two sheriffs. In Hillsborough County, Florida, Sheriff Chronister arrested a pastor for having church. Oh, yeah, it was during COVID. I don't care when it was. We don't arrest pastors for having church, period, end of story. Okay? The Constitution protects us from our own best intentions. That's a quote from my Supreme Court case. So, on the other hand, Sheriff Glenn Hamilton was approached by a pastor in his county in New Mexico. And Pastor Cooper went to the sheriff and said, I just want you to know I am not closing my church. And I'll tell you why. Because the government doesn't run my church. Jesus Christ runs my church, and we will remain open. What I need to know from you, Sheriff Hamilton, what you will do to protect us and make sure we stay open. He said, Sheriff Hamilton said, if it takes me having to go to jail myself, then so be it. But I will do everything in my power to protect you and keep you open. In came the state police to shut the church down. They were confronted by, in a very peaceful manner, they were confronted by Sheriff Hamilton. Hamilton told them in no uncertain terms that he had deputized every single person in that church. And again, this is just a few years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago at the most. And he said, they're under my authority and they work for me. And by order of the sheriff's office, they will remain open. The state police left, never came back, and Pastor Caleb Cooper kept his church going every Sunday, every minute. Now I ask all of you, which sheriff do you want in your county? And I think that's pretty obvious. And those are constitutional sheriffs. Those are people who have had our training. In fact, Sheriff Hamilton had our training twice. And folks, this is not going to happen without education and without you being educated and without you being involved in the process. Jefferson warned us that the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. We must be involved in this process or it's not going to work. And we invite you to join us at cspoa.org. This is for all of us. It's 100% up to you. But we offer you this solution, and we are solution-oriented. We offer you this solution on a silver platter. And please join us. Get to cspoa.org, join our CSPOA posse, and become a part of the solution.
Obviously, Wayne Ivey, my sheriff, does not fall under that category.
Sheriff Ivey's one of us. He came to our first convention way back in January of 2012.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a good man. In fact, I have his poster, Graveyard Dead, hanging on my wall just to my left over here.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
that whole entire speech. That's a classic. That's going to go down in history for sure. I think,
and I love how he signed it. He goes, Sheriff Mack, the first constitutional sheriff in America.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I would love to get him on the show. Is there any way possible that I know that I'm in contact with his personal assistant, but he's a busy guy, but he loves the camera. He loves to be on camera.
Oh, I'm sure he would do it. Yeah, I'll drop you his number.
Yeah, absolutely. If you could do that, that would be great, because I would love to have him. Maybe I'll have both of you on at the same time. I think that would be fantastic.
That would be a kick butt show.
That would be absolutely kick butt. Now, not to get off track, but we got so much crazy stuff going on. I'm one of those guys. I want to go off track a little bit. I'm one of those guys that believes that we never went to the moon. I think it's a bullshit story. And Nino Rodriguez is right there with me. Yeah. The Kardashians, one of the Kardashians came out. I think it was Kim Kardashian, who was married.
You don't think the Kardashians went to the moon?
Kardashians don't think we went to the moon.
Oh, gee. Well, to be honest with you about the moon thing, I'm 50-50 on that.
Okay.
I definitely saw Capricorn 1 that portrayed that we didn't. And that was way back in the 80s when that movie came out. O.J. Simpson was one of the stars in that movie. But I do know that government has lied to us extremely. And the biggest lie was JFK assassination. And the other ones, I guarantee you, there's 3 people that never committed suicide. Epstein, Vince Foster, and Marilyn Monroe.
100%.
And those were all lies that the federal government and local governments told us. The other one that really pisses me off is James Earl Ray supposedly killed Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And he confessed. And then a few days later, he recanted and said, I didn't do it. And Dexter King, Martin Luther King's son, went into prison and interviewed him. Dexter came out and said, that man did not kill my father.
Right.
And they have blamed the government and specifically J. Edgar Hoover.
Right.
But for some reason, nobody calls them right-wing conspiracy nuts.
Yeah.
Okay?
Vince Foster, is that the guy that they made the movie a few years back, like 15, 16, 17 years ago?
He was the lawyer for the Clintons.
Right. exactly.
and he supposedly
Oh
killed
yeah, yeah,
himself.
yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that
and
supposedly.
he scratched off before he killed himself. He scratched off the serial number on the gun. Why do you care if you're killing yourself? Why do you care where they trace the gun?
Yeah, and there was
So
a
anyway,
reporter. There was a
yeah,
reporter that was reporting on that entire story and following the Clintons and exposing the corruption. And supposedly, he hung himself after he hung himself and he died. He took himself off the noose, came out,
yeah.
shot himself in the
But
head.
there was 2 minutes of the tape that were erased, a
Right,
la President Nixon,
shot himself in the
and
head twice,
yeah, right, yeah, yeah, and so
and
no,
then
this is
he cut himself into little pieces, put himself in a duffel bag, and put it inside the bathtub. Imagine that.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So no,
Unbelievable.
if all that happened, but first of all, on Epstein,
Yeah,
they said that the cameras went down, which
yeah.
very rarely ever happened. Did the investigation ever show what happened to the cameras? Why they
No,
went down?
no.
No.
Of course not.
And do you know what kind of protocols? I used to run a jail.
Mm-hmm.
I ran a jail for 8 years. Our cameras never went down in this small little podunk jail.
Right.
Never went down. There's about 115 beds in this place. Never went down. But if they go down, guess what? You have very strict protocols you have to follow
Yeah.
in making sure that the inmates are safe.
Right.
If you have to put them out in the hallway, if you have to double up or triple up with inmates, other inmates, you do whatever you have to do to make sure they're safe and accounted for. Every 15 minutes, you've got to be checking them
Yeah.
if your cameras are down.
Yeah.
What protocols did that jail go through to
Arpaio?
make sure that Epstein was safe?
Right. Are you
That investigation never even happened.
are you still friends with Arpaio, Sheriff? What that was it?
Very much.
Okay.
Sheriff Joe Arpaio,
How old is he now? He's got to be like in his
93.
Wow. He's still kicking ass?
He's still a butt kicker. Yes.
Really? Okay. He's still
Yep.
got his wits.
Yeah. I'm sure I could get him on your show sometime too. He's very with it mentally. His wife died about 5-6 years ago of cancer, but Joe Arpaio is totally with it.
Interesting. I love the way he used to dress up the guys in pink handcuffs.
Well, now he and I appeared at several public events together over the years.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you my joke that I always told him. I said, you know what, folks? Joe Arpaio wrote a book saying how he was the toughest sheriff in America. And I hate to disagree with him because I don't want to get in an argument with my good friend Joe. But Joe, I'm telling you, it's not bad being number two. And that's exactly what you are. And I guess so you think I'm saying that I was the toughest sheriff in America. Well, that's really academic because I'm going to tell you why. Joe, you took on the cartels and the illegal aliens and the prostitutes and the gangs. I took on the Clintons. Now you tell me who's toughest. Okay. So I won, he won, but I beat the real crooks.
Exactly.
The Clintons and the Clinton administration. Yeah.
How much longer do you think the shutdown is going to be? Do you think this has to do anything with DOGE and maybe them shrinking down the government? We get all this wasteful money. We're finding, 4.8 trillion there and 6.8 billion here and $72 billion missing here. And there's not even an office. It's a fictitious address with fictitious social security numbers with one guy that's real connected to 29 guys that have social security numbers that report back to this guy that don't exist.
Well, if this isn't waking up the American people, then I don't know what will.
Right.
Because we're seeing every day how absolutely inept, selfish,
right.
and corrupt Congress really is.
Right.
And I've been calling on every interview I do, I've been calling on the American people to unite and do not elect a single one of these people. Do not reelect them. Send Nancy Pelosi home, send Maxine Waters home, send Mike Johnson home, send all of these people home, all the Republicans, I don't care who they are, send everybody home and start over with people who will really keep their word, who will enforce and defend the Constitution and stand and serve the American people. And the best service we can get there are not handouts. We don't want handouts.
Right.
We want we want it to be even for everybody. Equal opportunity, not equal stuff. I want my rights enforced and defended.
Yeah.
I don't want you giving handouts to me or my family.
Absolutely.
I don't want you paying for my education. I want you just to make sure that the playing field is equal for everyone. In other words, stay out of my life, leave us alone, and we will run our own lives. Get the hell out of the way. Instead of doing all of this crap you're doing, you're more loyal to your party, both Republicans and Democrats. You're more loyal to your party than you are to us. Get the IRS out of my life, get the Federal Reserve out of my life, follow the rule of law, and leave us alone. This should be a very good example that it's time for us to unite. If you've been voting Democrat, don't vote for them anymore. If you've been voting Republican, don't vote for them anymore. Let's get rid of them. Let's get a new House, a new Senate for President Trump. Leave Trump in there. He's got 3 more years, and let's kick ass and get our country back to the place it was supposed to be. The IRS was never intended to be there. They are a bully, criminal organization. And folks, it's time we let them go find a real job.
Well, it's time to shrink down the government. It's time to
Of course.
close down all these fictitious government agencies that are just
Yes.
bleeding the American people. And
Yes.
we don't need this overbloated government. We don't need all of this babysitting. I mean, Donald Trump knows that. I think Donald Trump is executing a military plan with military precision. I think he's the right guy for the job. I would love for him to be regressed in age and keep him there indefinitely for the next 20 years, because we're not going to fix this in 4 years. You know that.
No, not at all. And it could all be undone in the matter of minutes. We get AOC or Newsom.
Right.
And what would that be? Horrible. Newsom for president, vice president, President AOC.
That's it.
Folks,
You're done.
the disaster is right around the corner. It almost happened last time.
Yeah.
I thought Kamala, even as stupid as she is, I thought she was going to win. But thank God for the miracle. Thank God for the mandate given to President Trump. But President Trump needs to get down and get dirty with getting rid of these bureaucracies. We are run by a bureaucratic nightmare in Washington, D.C. and in a lot of the states. And we've got to get rid of this and get government off the backs of the American people and restore the Constitution as the supreme law of the land.
Yeah. 107 is coming on my show on Saturday, I believe. Yeah, this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
Either Saturday or Sunday, I'm not sure. But anyway, needless to say, he sent me a piece the other day, 3.5-minute piece, that basically proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that these dumb onion machines that are responsible for the elections of the entire global structure, okay, are not just changing the outcome of the elections here in the United States, but all over the world, the Philippines, everywhere, right? And they got them dead center of the rights. And the bottom line is, why are we not arresting the heads of these companies who think that they can come into any country and elect who they want to put in for their own agenda?
Yeah.
What are we waiting for?
We need to do criminal investigations on the corrupt politicians in Washington, D.C., and we're still not really doing that. Letitia James and John Bolton.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad that both of them have been indicted, but there's lots more than them. Lots more.
Yeah.
Alejandro Mayorkas. Why aren't we prosecuting him? Because he got a pardon from the auto pen?
Yeah.
Or how about this? Charge him with state charges, because those federal, what's the word I want? Granted the pardons. The pardons granted by Biden, they're federal. We can still file state charges against Alejandro Mayorkas for what he did and what he's done to us. His go all universal. But the thing of it is, all of this, folks, we have got to go after public officials that are such traitors. And if we don't go after traitors and treason, they're going to keep doing it. We've got to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, guys, 1 second. We got to pay the bills around here too. Guys, real quick, if you're looking to buy a large sum of XRP, I'm the biggest sub broker in the world. Okay. I got brokerage houses all over the world. Hedge funds are buying cryptocurrencies from my brokers around the world. 786-704-8817. We get minimum is $10,000. There is no maximum. I can get you as much as XRP or XLM or XDC, the ISO.
Wait. Say that number again.
What do you mean?
The phone number you just gave.
Oh, 786-704-8817. Send me a text message to that number saying I'm looking to buy $10,000 minimum, or I want to buy $500,000. I just sold $500,000 to a good friend of mine yesterday worth of XRP. She's going through the process right now. Okay. And don't, it's 3.5% is too much. No, talk to our brokers and they'll show you how we are actually much cheaper than Coinbase and Uphold and all these other exchanges out there. You don't want to keep your money there. We have a cold storage solution with our brokers that is better than Fort Knox. Okay. Your money's absolutely safe. And you want to keep a portion of that there because when the revaluation happens, you want to be able to exit out and draw some profit. So best solution we have. Also, QFS1776.com/shop. We got some incredible garb coming, a lot of great merchandise. And if you happen to be in Cape Canaveral and you want to charge the body back up to 90 millivolts, stayingalive.com, alive with 2 E's at the end, which stands for energy enhancement. And you can sleep there overnight and you'll thank me in the morning because your body's going to feel great. And, you got to pay the bills, right, buddy? So
absolutely,
we've become journalists, ragtag army of journalists, and we're rough around the edges. We're not, CIA trained, and we don't have that fancy college degree and those 18 fancy words that they use over and over again to try and impress us that they're better than us. But we're slowly but surely having an effect. By the way, did you get a chance to watch the movie Dear Mr. President?
Dear Mr. President?
Yeah, my documentary.
No.
You're in there for a little bit. You don't have a speaking part, but we tried to get you to have a speaking part. Your wife was maybe too busy, whatever.
Oh, shoot. I would have. Oh, man. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. Email that to me and I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah. DearMrPresident.net. We translated the movie now in Mandarin, Cantonese, Spanish, Italian, French, German, Russian. I mean, it's in about 7 different languages.
Yeah, we'll promote it. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a work of art. We just had a huge show with Louis Herms. We did a 7-hour podcast. Even yours truly, 107, was there. He traded in his boots for a pair of sneakers. He's hanging out somewhere in the Caribbean, I'm guessing, from where he's at. But it's been fun. So what's front and center now, do you think, for Trump going forward?
I really think he needs to defund permanently Planned Parenthood.
Right.
I think that the DOGE stuff has really got to come to fruition. It's got to be more powerful. Funneling taxpayer dollars to a private organization that kills babies. No, I'm not talking about abortion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the criminal funding of taxpayer dollars to a private club that provides no government service, that is not part of our government, and they got $800 million last year, this past year. Yeah. 800 million, folks. We're being forced to participate with something that we all find, most of us, especially the Christians in this country, morally reprehensible.
Yeah.
That is absolutely not the role of government. I own a national organization, Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association. Would it be right for the government to fund me?
Yeah, right.
No, I would never ask for that.
Yeah.
It's illegal.
No.
I'm not part of the government. Even though we provide a great government service, we train sheriffs and police to protect civil rights, to make sure that Martin Luther King and people like him are never arrested again. He was arrested over 30 times. Oh, does that remind you of President Trump? And so, folks, we have got to get back to the principles of liberty upon which America was founded.
Yeah.
And this must happen. So, first, defund Planned Parenthood, abolish the IRS, abolish the Federal Reserve, and let's get back to what America was supposed to be. You want to talk about America being great again? We've got to go back to the basic principles upon which we were founded. And we will do exactly that. So we're with you all the way, Mr. President. We want to be behind you. We've also got to increase the sheriffs who are involved with deportation. They know the counties better than anybody, and they know where the sleeper cells are, and they know where to find them. We've got to get more sheriffs to raise this bar 10 times what they're doing now. Folks, they need to get rid of over 10 million people. So far, they haven't even done 1 million.
Yeah. So
we've really got to get after that a lot more.
Yeah. What do you think of the tariffs? Do you think they're having an effect at this point? Do you think replacing the IRS with the ERS, the External Revenue Service, makes all the sense in the world?
Folks, Donald Trump's tariffs have caused these other countries to do deals with us that were honest and fair. Trump has been brilliant in negotiating behind the issue of tariffs. If you're going to do those tariffs on people, and all he's doing is trying to make it equal. All he wants it to be is fair, because America has been taken to the cleaners for the last, well, except for while he was in, but Biden and Obama and Bush, they were taking us to the cleaners, and we were just paying what everybody says, and then we were giving them great breaks.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it fair and honest. And Trump has made all of that happen. Look at the trillions of dollars he's brought into America just the last few days, let alone the last few months that he's been doing this. Trump is a businessman. He knows what he's doing, and he has done a great job there. My hat is absolutely off to him, how brilliant this has been for him. Yes, his threat of tariffs has worked immensely.
As soon as this reevaluation of wealth is actually imminent and it's actually here, we're going to make an announcement regarding the Quantum Summit Part 3, and it will be the final Quantum Summit. There'll be no more. We would love for you to be one of our keynote speakers at that, but we're going to announce it when people can't tell me, hey, Mel, I'm broke, because I know that the XRP, for example, is worth $100 or $200. And
you just tell me when and where. I'll be there.
Perfect. And how can people find you to support your work? Again, is there other websites that you maybe didn't mention?
No, just the main website, S as in Sam, CSPOA, CSPOA.org. Go there, make a donation, become a part of our posse. That's $11 a month. Be part of the solution. That's both peaceful and effective.
Absolutely. Everybody's got to get up off their butt and do something. We cannot expect Donald Trump to do everything. But what do you make of the fact that he is like a machine? I mean, this guy flies into Argentina and stays there for a couple of days, flies to South Korea, flies over to Italy. I mean, and he sits there and he has a speech on the podium for an hour and 20 minutes, and there's all these different time zones. I can't do that.
No. The energy of this man, I would really love to go golfing with him sometime.
Yeah.
I would love that. That would be on my bucket list big time.
Yeah.
But the energy that this man puts into this job, absolutely astonishing.
It must be
God bless him.
McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Diet Cokes, because that's what the guy lives on. This shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like every time you see him eating, it's either McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and he's got to have a 6-pack of Diet Coke daily. I understand he's addicted to it, right?
Well, I really admire him. He doesn't smoke or drink, I've admired him for that for a long time. And Obama's daughter smokes and does pot, and Biden's kid, the same thing. So anyway, right. I just totally admire Trump. He set a good example to the nation, and
his kids are role models.
What presidents really are supposed to be, And so, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Sheriff, it was a pleasure having you again. It's always a lot of fun. Please come back to see us again. And don't forget to hook me up with Arpaio.
Okay.
All right. And if
Arpaio
you can get me
and
Wayne
Ivy.
Ivy's personal number, that would be great too.
Yeah. You got it, man.
Thank you, brother. Pleasure.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.